I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at All-Star Batman issue number 7. To cure a horrible disease, the Dark Knight will need to seek help from a master in the field. Who will that be? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Alrighty then, so as we dig on into the comic, if you're anything like me, you might assume you got a little bit of bait and switch happening. In the previous issue, Batman was fighting it out with Mr. Freeze, then there was a big airstrike, and then, well, this issue it starts up and there's almost no mention of Mr. Freeze at all. What, however, does get mentioned, though, is that ancient bacteria inside the icebergs that Mr. Freeze was hoping to use to kill the populace of planet Earth. Turns out it got out anyway, just via another means, and because of that, Batman has come all the way to Death Valley, Nevada in hopes of finding one Dr. Pamela Isley, aka Poison Ivy. Now, for those who have been keeping up with Poison Ivy in either her miniseries or all the other guest appearances she's had in other books, you'll know that she hasn't really been herself lately. Not entirely a supervillain, but not entirely a hero either. Currently, though, she's in Death Valley looking into the secrets of what she believes to be a tree of life. Not the whole kind of magical after-school special tree of life, no, like an actual real tree that has the cures for all sorts of diseases inside of it. And also incredibly deadly bacteria that she could more than weaponize if she felt she needed to. This issue really does shine a light on Isley as a scientist first and foremost. I know in the New 52 and subsequent stories they've done a lot of stuff talking about how much like Swamp Thing she's connected to the green, the pseudo-magical matrix that ties together all plant life in the universe. Yeah, that doesn't get mentioned here. Snyder definitely seems to try and take Poison Ivy back to her scientist roots just a bit. Batman quickly gets caught by Poison Ivy, and he tries to concoct a sob story about a little girl in Washington who's dying of this horrible disease, a girl with a dream to be a botanist, much like Isley herself. Ivy very quickly sees through this deception, but she knows Batman probably is pretty desperate to come all this way just to get her help, and because of it, it means that the virus has probably mutated and is infecting people all over the place. To make matters even worse, you remember that airstrike from the previous issue when Batman was fighting Mr. Freeze? Yeah, well, it turns out these military dudes have actually been stalking Batman every leg of his trip, and now they've come here to try and kill Poison Ivy. This means Batman and Ivy are forced to join together to battle these merc dudes and their super advanced cloaking technology. In the end, Poison Ivy finds herself at a very interesting little crossroads. Does she show loyalty to humanity, or does she show loyalty to plant life? Does she choose to be selfish and continue to cut herself off from the rest of the world, or is she willing to help Batman save the world this time? In summation, All-Star Batman number 7 ended up being one hell of a little focus piece on Poison Ivy, a character who, despite the odd miniseries here and there, doesn't really get the focus like she used to. It's a complicated and layered take on the character, which is exactly what I love when examining villains. When I take this and the previous issue into consideration too, I'm noticing a trend starting to emerge here in this second batch of All-Star Batman stories from Scott Snyder, and this idea that Batman himself isn't afraid to sort of sit in the background a little bit, let the villains take center stage and kind of monologue about what makes them tick and what they want out of life, and I've always been a fan of that. The story presents us with a Poison Ivy who is capable of great good and also great evil, gifted with great intelligence, but also a kind of disregard for people. It's this internal struggle that makes it all the more rewarding when she finally does make her final choice in the end to help Batman out. Overall, if you're a fan of Poison Ivy, and even if you're not, I think you'll find this one incredibly enjoyable. The art, as always, changes from issue to issue, and I gotta say, I like what was going on in this book. It worked for a Poison Ivy story. In the end, I gotta give this one a 9 out of 10. This is probably some of my favorite stuff I've read on the character.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time.